Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. Hi, welcome to Chapter 0, Introduction to Basic Nutrition. BMI, Body Mass Index, by Professor Tammy. Learning objectives. 1. Know how to calculate BMI. 2. Recognize the MyPlate and how to use it. 3. Understand how to measure food portions. 4. List the food groups. 5. Give examples of what food distortion is. 6. Understanding the 5 different colors of foods and their nutrients, like a rainbow. 7. Explain how to read the different parts of the food facts label. Body Mass Index, BMI. How does BMI help calculate your National Institute of Health (NIH) categorization? So we have a list that we're going to look at. When your BMI is high, does it mean you are overweight? Or maybe you just have more muscle tone versus fat? When your BMI is normal, does it really mean you have perfect weight? Maybe your BMI is within normal range, but you're thin and you don't exercise and you look normal. So this all kind of relates. Are you like skinny fat or skinny fit? And if you look at the pictures here, I have different shapes of people here. And also there's a lady pole dancing, but she's very fit too, even though she may appear overweight to us. And there's The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. His BMI is probably very high, but is he overweight? Or is he just packed with muscles? Calculating BMI. There are a couple ways to calculate BMI. The most popular way is using kilograms and meters, which you would need to convert kilograms to pounds and then meters to inches. Because in this country, we usually use pounds and inches, unless we're doing science, like chemistry in the laboratory, things are in the metric system. So some of you might have learned the BMI formula, which is weight in kilograms over height in meters in the second power. But there are other ways to calculate the BMI. My favorite way is using pounds and inches, because in this country we use pounds and inches, like I mentioned. When you are calculating BMI during a health fair, this will only take you seconds, versus if you use the kilograms and meters, then you have to kind of like do the conversions unless you have a special calculator with you at all times. This one you can just use your regular calculator. So the formula is BMI equals weight in pounds divided by height in inches divided by height in inches times 703. So you're wondering where the 703 came from. Whoever made up this formula probably figured it all out. So to me, it's an arbitrary number, but it's probably a very scientific number, and it works. That's the important part. It works. So if you look at the left-hand side, you see that BMI chart. So it kind of divides itself into underweight, normal weight, overweight / pre-obese, and obese. So we're looking at everything as an underweight, normal weight, overweight, and obese. And obese has 3 categories there. So you want to pay attention to those, especially when I will eventually ask you to kind of calculate your own BMI. But you're like, oh my goodness, this is so difficult to do. So let's practice. So the formula for BMI is BMI equals weight in pounds divided by height in inches and divide again by height in inches times 703. So let's look at the superhero and supervillain BMIs. So we need your height and your weight. We'll do the calculation together, and then we'll figure out the BMI, and we'll look at the NIH calculations, whether they're correct or not. So Wonder Woman. When I choose the superhero's height and weight, I base it on the actor's height and weight. and also the animation or comic book, what they wrote for their characters. So Linda Carter is 5 feet 9 inches. So, like, how do we calculate the whole thing from feet and inches to totally inches? So for every foot, it equals 12 inches, just like there, for every 12 inches equals 1 foot. So 5 feet times 12 inches equals 60, plus 9 more inches equals 69. So we know our pounds is 126 pounds, and you see the hashtag sign. In the past, that before hashtags, it was called pound. So if you ever read old medical notes, you might see this hashtag sign or pound sign. Some health professionals, medical professionals might have wrote that instead of LBS or LB for pounds. All right, let's calculate her BMI. 126 pounds divided by 69 inches divided again by 69 inches times 703 equals 18.6. That's her BMI. So when you look at where she is in her BMI, is considered normal weight. Do you agree or disagree? Most likely, in my opinion, I think she is probably in her normal BMI, because to do all of those acting stunts, even though she might even have a double, you still need to be fit. All right, let's look at Black Panther. The actor is 6 feet. And so let's change that feet into inches. So remember, 1 foot equals 12 inches. 6 times 12 equals 72. And he weighs 192 pounds. The calculation is 192 pounds divided by 72 inches divided by 72 inches again times 703 equals 26 as the answer. So that is BMI. So his BMI is telling me, based on his NIH calculation, that he's overweight. He doesn't seem overweight to me. My guess is that he probably worked out a lot for this movie, so he looked toned to be like those superheroes. So this is not a true NIH calculation for him, because muscle, let's just say, 12 inches of muscle is a lot heavier than 12 inches of fat, because muscles also carry water. Mulan, the newly anticipated live-action Disney movie. The actress is 5 feet 7 inches. So to change that into inches, 5 times 12 plus 7 equals 67 inches. So let's look at the calculation. 110 pounds divided by 67 inches, divided again by 67 inches times 703 equals 17.2. So that's her BMI. So she's considered underweight. I also double check for Asians and also other people's BMI, she's still considered underweight. Aquaman. He's 6 feet and 4 inches. So let's change that into totally inches. 6 times 12 plus 4 equals 76 inches. So let's look at the calculation. 234 pounds divided by 76 inches divided again by 76 inches times 703 equals 28.4. So since his BMI is 28.4, he's also considered overweight, just like Black Panther is. So do you really consider him to be overweight, or he just got bulk from the movie? Harley Quinn, the animation version, she's 5 feet and 7 inches. So 5 times 12 plus 7 equals 67 inches. So the calculation for her BMI is 140 divided by 67 divided by 67 times 703 equals 21.9. So that's her BMI. And when you look at it, she is considered normal weight. To do all those flips and kicks in the Batman cartoon, she better be pretty active. I know, I'm just joking. They're cartoons. All right, Thanos, the comic fictional character, is not real. Remember that. 6 feet 7 inches. So 6 times 12 equals 72. Plus 7 inches equals 79 inches. And according to the comic book, he's 985 pounds. So, as far as with the calculation, 985 divided by 79 divided by 79 times 703 equals 110.9. So his BMI is 110.9. Woo! That's way off the chart. So when you classify him as obese class 3, which, there was nothing after 40. But is he truly overweight obese? Since according to comic book, he is half eternal, like God-ish. And he's also inhuman, half inhuman, half eternal. He's a pretty strong person. So, and he's probably, according to comic books, he's one of the strongest people, if not the strongest person in the universe. So, he doesn't look overweight to you. He's probably all muscles, like very dense muscles. So hopefully this will help you understand how to calculate BMI. I tend to like to calculate fictional characters, so it will be more fun to do. And how to calculate your own BMI, I would recommend that you practice, because all 3 parts of your journal is going to ask you to calculate your BMI. And it's always a good practice to do so. See you soon!